To the drone, we've got a view of the roundabout.
We're with Gwent Police looking for illegal electric motorbikes.
Yeah, they're coming towards us now, on the Ronnie coming down Green Meadow Road.
But catching them is no easy task.
Are you still heading towards that roundabout, or are you heading towards the Ghalamkary estate?
It should be coming on the Moorland Avenue, Ash, if you can get that, mate. It's going on the Moorland Avenue 2 up.
Left on the footpath.
Oh.
Within seconds, this bike has disappeared down a footpath, and the challenge facing police is made clear.
There they are.
What we saw in Newport is a familiar sight across the country. Even on pedestrianised streets, police say the aggressive riding of illegal e-motorbikes is a growing threat to public safety.
Thank you everybody for coming to today's briefing.
We've spent months with Gwent Police in South East Wales, who are dedicating more and more resources towards tackling illegal motorbikes.
So the reason why we're doing this operation today is response to antisocial and illegal use of motorbikes, traffic offences, drug dealing and possession of weapons.
Today we join an operation in a Newport suburb.
Bikes use this as an access road to deal drugs, and there's CCTV to support this activity in this area.
The plan involves using ground units and a surveillance drone to track illegal vehicles back to where they're kept and seize them. But within seconds of leaving the station, we hear a perfect example of just how difficult they can be to catch.
Yeah, just one up in his mate, all in black he is.
The drone operator has seen an illegal bike being ridden dangerously, but the rider disappears down a narrow wooded footpath and is lost.
Not sure whether he's gone left or right on clear roads.
It is hugely frustrating because, trust me, we really do want to sort this issue out and get stuck into these people. But, you know, when it comes to risking officer safety, public safety, officers' jobs, we always have to risk assess and balance what's going on to what we can do.
Betus is on the outskirts of Newport. It's one of Europe's largest housing estates. Police say complaints about illegal bikes and motorbikes are common.
Well, as you can see, like a needle in a haystack. And that's why we need to build those links and that confidence, and for the public to see us doing these things. Because once they see us taking a bike off someone, they're, I'll happily report that. That's why we like to use social media for these things. This is what we see today, this is what we've done today, so it might encourage someone else to say, do you know what, I'll let you know about when I see them next, because you are taking it on.
Police say the easiest way of confiscating illegal bikes is from community intelligence.
How's it going, guys?
But not everyone is keen to share it.
No.
The bikes are clearly a concern for local residents.
20 mile an hour, obviously, in the estate. Go down there 35, 40. And if they had to stop, they'd have no chance.
They're on the roads everywhere. They zip up and down on the paths. They don't care. They're more than 20 miles an hour through the parks, around the schools, busy times.
And do you see the police tackling this?
No. There's police come up and down, but the bikes are just too fast. They're in and out the parks. I don't think the police can handle them.
Keeping our community safe is an absolute key priority for us in Gwent Police.
As communities call for tougher action, the man responsible for tackling antisocial behaviour says flooding the streets with ground teams is just one tool in the force's arsenal. We've spoken with residents here in Gwent who say these bikes are causing mayhem in the community, being ridden dangerously, and they just don't see the police stopping it.
Whilst we absolutely do not tolerate this behaviour and it's unacceptable, in the last 12 months we've seized almost 150 off-road bikes, e-bikes and e-scooters. But I completely understand the frustrations then when you see a significant footfall of police presence in an area with little or no return on that investment, how frustrated the community can feel.
Tackling this is made more difficult by the fact that chasing these bikes often leads to more dangerous riding. The deaths of 2 teenagers in Cardiff after their illegal bike crash 2 years ago led to riots. They were sparked by controversy surrounding police involvement in the run-up to the crash. Officers tell me that incident in particular has made them even more cautious. It means forces like Gwent often use less direct methods to find out where illegal bikes are stored and confiscate them.
The drone is able to geotag that location, give that to us, and we know exactly where we're going. We can go into that property, we have the evidence, we've got the footage, there's an off-road vehicle being in here, or there's a vehicle that's been driven antisocially, we are coming in, we are seizing it.
But it's not easy. Riders know they have the advantage and can escape down narrow footpaths and pavements, and bikes are often shared, so they never spend too long at a single address. However, an unregistered quad bike is found, while officers also seized an e-bike. This limited return from so many boots on the ground shows that tackling this is very labour intensive.
Last night in Sutton Road, there's one Suron and one e-bike.
We'll go Cumberland Road by you.
You've got new powers to crush these bikes more quickly. Is that something you welcome?
Absolutely welcome that, for a number of reasons. One is that it brings swift justice to those persons responsible for causing adverse impacts within those communities and quality of life issues. But secondly, for me, it breaks that cycle of reoffending as well, because what we often find is that prior to these changes, bikes were being seized and then on occasion being re-released back into the communities, back into the hands of the individuals, and you would then see that being replicated time and time again. So this is a welcome change for us.
Persistence pays off. This e-motorbike was tracked to an address in Newport and seized. And under new powers, these vehicles will be able to be destroyed within 2 days rather than 2 weeks, and without warning. The aim of this nationwide crackdown is to crush the problem and do it quickly. But with so many still on the roads, the chase goes on. Rhys Williams, ITV News, Newport.